I have a really great video for you guys today. Today I am sharing with you 3 thoughts that you might be having that are actually keeping you stuck and unhappy. So if you want to find out what they are, make sure you keep watching. Hi guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys each and every week, all about the art of creating your best life ever. So today we are going to talk through 3 thought patterns that you might be having all the time that are actually just limiting beliefs that are really holding you back, keeping you small. They're really just making sure that you stay too afraid to venture out of your little safety net, your safety bubble of life, and into finding out what you're really capable of in life. But these thoughts are so common and we all have them. And I just really think it's these kinds of thoughts that we don't question. We just think that everyone has, and that we should just learn to deal with them instead of actually looking at them for what they are. That is where we get into trouble. It is when our brain thinks thoughts and creates this reality for us that we don't question. That is when we get in our way the most often. So anything that I can do to help you guys dispel these brain illusions that we all have is going to help you to become a better, happier, brighter version of yourself, and that is really my goal for you guys. Okay, so we're going to dive into the 3 thoughts, and the first thought that I'm going to share with you guys today is, I don't know. So how many times have you thought about something you want to do in life in general, and on the surface it's really exciting and it really gets you pumped and excited for doing that for yourself, but then your brain comes into the equation and it starts to talk you out of doing it. And one of the most common things that it will come up as a reason for you not to pursue something is, I don't know. Okay, so on the surface, when you are just letting this thought exist in your brain, of course, I don't know seems totally legit, right? You don't know how to start an online business. You don't know how to ask somebody out. You don't know how to make a certain amount of money. You don't know these things. That might be true right now, but it doesn't have to be true in the future. We all have an incredible capacity to learn, and we can learn anything we put our minds to. So the example that I like to use to show you just how crazy this thinking is the example of a little kid learning how to tie a shoelace. So there was a time in all of our lives when we were very little, and tying a shoelace was the biggest thing on our list of things we need to do in life. And tying a shoelace at one point in time seemed very complicated to your little tiny children hands, right? And your little brain. It all seemed really difficult. But when you're a kid and you're learning how to tie a shoelace and it's not going well and you don't know how to do it, you never say, I don't know how to do that, and then just give up, right? It is implied that you will learn how to do this thing. But for some reason, as adults, we think that I don't know is enough. We think that I don't know is a valid reason, even though we live in an age where there's so much information online. There's literally no excuse for you not to learn exactly the thing that you don't know that is holding you back. Like, you guys, Google and YouTube are like the free university of our dreams. You can go on and learn literally anything you want, probably for free. So if you are having this thought, I don't know, and that thought is getting in the way between you being who you are right now and in the way of where you want to go in life, you really have to question that, and you have to question why you would let "I don't know" be an answer. Because I don't know, it might be legit. Like I said, you might not know right now, but you can know. You can learn. You can figure out anything you need to. And sometimes your subconscious brain just needs to be reminded of this fact. Thought number 2 that might be keeping you safely away from your dreams is, "I just can't do that." So again, this is a super common thought. You have probably thought to yourself on several occasions. And sometimes this is about boundaries, but sometimes this is about our actual aptitudes. And when it comes to our actual aptitudes, saying "I can't do that" is completely untrue. So again, like we learned in the first example, not knowing how to do something right now might be true, but it doesn't have to keep being true. You can make a decision to learn something, to embody something, to work on something in your life. You can decide to be whoever you want to be. And being that person is often what brings us closer to what we actually want in life. However, if you are closed to this idea, if you refuse to think of yourself in a new light, if you refuse to even have the idea of expanding yourself into something new or into someone new, then that's going to be a reality. And that's really just you saying no to yourself. It's not that you can't change. It's not that you can't do something. When you say "I just can't," that really just means you are deciding not to do something. So I just want you to be clear about that. If you decide not to do something, be clear about that with yourself. Be clear that it is your decision. Because if you're pretending it's not your decision, then there's probably some work to do. If you are lying to yourself, if you're convincing yourself that you're stuck, then that is a very big red flag that you are self-sabotaging your own happiness. Thought number 3 that might be getting in the way between you and your dreams is, "It's just too hard." Once again, how many times have we told ourselves this? How many times have we thought about working out every day and decided that it was too hard? How many times have we decided that sticking to our diet was too hard? How many times have we decided that going back to school is too hard? It's too hard, like all these other things, is just another story. So the thing is, in life, you are going to be putting effort into something. And if you really want something, it is going to require sustained effort. Like, that's just the way it is. We have to sometimes spend months, weeks, months, or years putting in effort in order to make certain things happen. If you decide that something is too hard, you are basically just accepting the idea that you are not going to try at all. And that is just cutting you off before you even have the chance to understand what's actually involved. So again, we love to make stories about what we think things are. But I just want to remind you, like, how many times have you done something that you thought was going to be really difficult? Just come back and think about something maybe in high school or something last week, something that you have done, that you created this big mental drama around, that you really didn't want to do, that you thought was going to be so difficult. And then when you did it, afterwards, you were like, wow, that was way easier than I thought. Again, this is the way our brain works. It creates this big story about how hard things are going to be, about how much we're going to have to work, about how many hours we're going to have to put in. And we make up the story without having all the information, because of course you never will have all the information until you actually go and try to do the thing, right? So you're letting the story that your brain created get in the way between you and what you want. And most of the time, the story that you create in your mind about how hard something is way gnarlier, way crazier, way more difficult than it actually is in real life. Because we just forget to give ourselves credit, right? We forget to give ourselves credit. We are all smart. We are all capable. Sure, maybe it takes us a little longer than we thought. Maybe we don't know everything. Maybe it's scary to admit that you're a beginner and you have stuff to learn. But we've all been beginners. We are beginners at something for our whole entire life, you guys. Even when you get old and they're putting you in the home, you're gonna be the new person at the home, right? We're all gonna be new over and over and over again. We're all gonna have to learn the rules. We're all gonna have to learn the ropes. And this is just what we do as humans. So you're not really saving yourself from anything. If you decide something is too hard, you're just talking yourself out of something. And there's going to be something else you're gonna have to do instead. Like, we're all gonna have to do the work. We're all gonna have to be the new kid at school. We're all going to have to figure things out. And like I said, most of the time, the story that we created in our mind is way worse than the reality. So I just want you to go back and think of maybe 2 or 3 things that you have already done in your life that you thought were gonna be so hard that ended up not being hard at all. And really hold on to those memories, because those are things that can really motivate you when your brain is really trying to keep you small. It is so important to remember just how much you've already done and just how much you've already learned and just how much you've already grown. Because you're watching this video, you have already done so much in your life that you're forgetting to give yourself credit for. So just please come back and remind yourself of that. So limiting beliefs are these crazy things that we all have that are actually some of the biggest blocks in our life. And the biggest problem with humans is that we think things all the time. Like, our brain runs on a program and it gets in these loops. It gets in these loops of logic, and we just start creating our reality around this loop that we've created. It's all of our own creation. But the thing is, unless you think consciously about what your loop is telling you, then you are probably going to be at the mercy of this loop, whether or not what's in this loop is true. So whatever you are telling yourself right now, whatever the reason you are coming up with that is the reason why you're stuck, that is the reason why you can't achieve the things that you really want in life, I just really want you to learn how to question that. Because if you can learn how to question these subconscious thoughts, if you can learn how to bring them out into the light, you'll realize just how untrue they are. And once you can see how untrue they are, the world opens up. There's so much more possibility for you. And it's just a really exciting thing to be able to do. So I really hope this video helps you guys. I hope it helps expand your idea of what is possible for yourself. That is my main mission, like I said. Again, my name is Jen. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back here soon in another one. If you like this, please give it a like. If you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button. And I would really, really love it if you could pass this along to a friend who needs to hear this message. I'm trying to grow my community this year, and I really need your guys' help in doing that. Thank you again for being here, and I'll be back here soon in another video. So until then, go out there and manifest like crazy. I'm wishing you the most amazing week ever. See ya.